Coming up next, a first look at a new luxury apartment complex some Hillcrest residents say is the latest move to price them out of their neighborhood.
Plus, 4 GOP presidential candidates are facing off in a 4th debate tonight, minus frontrunner Donald Trump.
And the 7th annual Light the Way Parade is getting underway at Rady Children's Hospital. We're live.
Overcoming life's biggest obstacles, Oceanside's rising stars, a 4-pack of perseverance coming up in the Zeppeli Zone.
This is CBS 8 News live at 6.
Some people in Hillcrest say new luxury development going up there is another example of how they're being priced out of their neighborhood. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. Denizen is a new 8-story building going up at the old Pernicano site. CBS 8's Steve Price has more on the new development and what people living there will be paying.
It is out with the old and in with the new here in Hillcrest. What stood for years as the empty Pernicano's restaurant, an abandoned eyesore, is now this luxury apartment complex. And we are getting our first peek of what it's going to look like inside and the prices. Hammering home the finishing touches on what will soon be called Denizen. The 8-story apartment complex is now leasing for early 2024 move-ins. Their website just went live showing pictures of a rooftop lounge complete with fire pit, large seating areas and views, a resort-style pool and spa deck. There's also a game room, a co-working space, and a gym. The website doesn't show you a lot of the actual apartments or the prices, but we found listings for it on other sites. Here's a 526-foot studio that will be available in February for $2,740 a month. 1 bedroom start at $3,090, 2 bedrooms start at $4,135.
The cost of building them is fairly high.
Michael Donovan with the Hillcrest Town Council expects the building to rent out fast, citing its convenience for those who work at the area's large hospitals and its proximity to jobs downtown.
It's not necessarily the prettiest building in the world, but I think it's going to provide something that's much needed in the community.
Certainly more needed than what was here for years. Pernicano's restaurant opened on this spot along 6th Avenue in 1950. Its gregarious owner, George Pernicano, and his handlebar mustache was part owner of the Chargers. The restaurant became a popular hangout for players and celebrities, but it closed in the early 80s and then just sat there, empty for decades. George refusing to sell the property while it fell in disrepair.
It was sad. It wasn't well maintained.
In 2016, at the age of 98, George passed away. In 2019, the property sold for $8.4 million. Denizen is one of several expensive apartment complexes planned for the area, leaving Hillcrest current residents to wonder where are the non-luxury affordable apartments being built.
It's crazy, and it's always going up. I moved here 5 years ago, and I'm already paying $1,200 more than what I did back then. So it's going to continue going up, and we'll be priced out eventually, too.
In Hillcrest, Steve Price, CBS 8.
Thanks, Steve. Tonight, we are learning new information about the shooting on the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus. A news conference in Las Vegas just ended within the past hour. 3 people are dead. A 4th is in the hospital and has been upgraded to stable condition.
4 others went to the hospital with panic attacks, and we also know tonight that the gunman is dead. This all started just before noon. CBS 8's Jesse Pagan is here with what we're learning tonight. Jesse.
Yeah, Carla Marcella, from that press conference, CBS News is also reporting local sources are telling them the shooter is a white man in his 60s. Obviously, that shooter, suspected shooter anyway, is dead at this point. Right now, though, officers still evacuating the school building by building. Families of those students and staff and professors are meeting with them at a reunification center near the Las Vegas Convention Center, not far from campus. From there, we're starting to hear some of their stories from inside the school. Students and families hugged after leaving the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus today, the scene of the country's latest college shooting.
We were just having a normal class, and then all of a sudden, someone said active shooter running across, and we had to close the door and barricade all the tables up, about 6 tables up. to make sure that the door wasn't coming out.
Las Vegas Metropolitan Police detectives say this all started at 11:45 this morning when people called reporting an active shooter on campus. This alert from the university went out on all channels, including social media, telling people on campus to, quote, run, hide, fight. At 12:37, Las Vegas police posted on X saying the shooter, quote, has been located and is deceased. Las Vegas Metro Police Sheriff Kevin McMahill confirmed officers took them down.
Of course, we have no idea on the motive. There are a number of victims that have been transported to area hospitals.
According to UNLV, the shooter was in the business school building, and police responded to reports of shots at the student union as well. That's where Professor Miles Thomas was with his students for their finals when they went into lockdown.
We were sitting there quietly, and I heard 3 gunshots. Pop, pop, pop. And I was like, oh, my God. So we were sitting there, and so I turned to my 2 students, and I said, I think we should get down.
Police eventually escorted Thomas and others out to safety. President Biden addressed the shooting in a statement saying in part, quote, Jill and I join citizens across our nation in praying for the families of the fallen and for those who were injured during these latest acts of senseless violence.
Mom called my mom, called my grandma, called my friends, called every single person and started texting people, and they all texted me back, I love you. Don't forget to do that. Always tell people you love them because you never know when the last day is.
Now, Sheriff McMahill says they know who the shooter is, but they're not releasing that until they talk with family just yet. Their investigation, of course, will continue into the night and tomorrow on campus and beyond. UNLV and all other public colleges across Nevada are closed for the rest of today. No word on tomorrow just yet, but professors like Miles Thomas there are telling their students, don't come to school tomorrow if you don't feel comfortable. I-15 in the area is back open, but several of the roads near campus are still closed off. And guys, UNLV is not far from the Strip, so you can imagine the heightened sense of security and, of course, all the traffic detours and commotion that's going to be happening there for quite a bit. Carlo?
A lot of disruption and fear there. Jesse, thanks. We're learning more tonight about the man accused of threatening to carry out a mass shooting at a Poway Unified Elementary School in Carmel Mountain Ranch. 38-year-old Lee Lohr is accused of sending an email and threatening to, quote, shoot up Shoal Creek Elementary last Friday. Today, a judge granted a gun violence restraining order which prevents Lohr from possessing or purchasing any weapons. Right now, he's being held without bail, charged with 1 count of making criminal threats. The U.S. military says it is grounding all of its Osprey aircraft. This comes 1 week after 8 Air Force Special Operations Service members died in an Osprey crash off the coast of Japan. A preliminary investigation found something went wrong with the aircraft, and the crash was not a result of human error. The Osprey has come under scrutiny several times in the past over multiple deadly accidents in a relatively short time in service.
A homicide investigation is underway in Ramona, where a man was found with multiple gunshot wounds inside of a truck. He died at the hospital. He was found near the intersection of State Route 78 and Haverford Road around 11:30 last night. Anyone with information about this crime is asked to call Crime Stoppers at 888-580-8477. The Light the Way parade just kicked off at Rady Children's Hospital.
CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes is there live. Kirsten, what's the scene like right now?
Did you hear the countdown? I just heard the 1. We are at the 7th annual Light the Way parade. I'm going to be quiet. It's going to get loud, so you can take a look. Smiling faces for the holidays. As Rady Children's Hospital lights the way. Okay, so you can support San Diego kids. You can come out to the parade. They're having too much fun, but what you can do is support San Diego kids for the holidays at Rady Children's by making a donation to their annual Light the Way campaign. Fundraising and donations are what make the holidays happen. Who have to be here at the hospital and for the staff with a Light the Way parade. This is first responders gathering to make sure that they bring the holiday magic right here to Rady Children's Hospital. And you see it is a really big hit. Light the Way makes sure that every patient gets presents on holidays, and it lets Rady Children's decorate the campus for this season. If you want more information, go to our website, cbs8.com. But right now, I'm going to quit talking so you can get a look at the parade. This is a live look at kids watching the holiday parade from inside the hospital. Some kids were able to come outside. Some kids are inside enjoying all that Light the Way has to offer. Take a look.
Obviously, having a little bit of a technical issue with our video. We'll have more on the scene there later this evening, later editions, but you can see the faces of the kids.
It's so wonderful. That's all we needed to see is the faces of the kids. And it's such, any time of year, it's difficult to be in the hospital, especially this time of year when you're doing a lot of family get-togethers and traditions. Yeah. They're bringing the holiday spirit to the kids. It's beautiful.
Still ahead tonight, the FAA establishes a new committee to take on mental health.
And 'tis the season for holiday Grinches, the biggest scams you should watch out for this year.
Onshore flow picked up for today, and so we definitely have some cooler temperatures. We also have some haziness out there as marine layer returns. More details in your complete forecast coming up.
Senior helpers spreading some holiday cheer to our local seniors.